Hi, I'm Mark
Hi, I'm Linda. We're the owners of MarLin Tiny Home Village
in Bayfield, Colorado.
So MarLin Village has been open roughly around April.
When we started this project, what was setting here was just a mobile home, a driveway, and a well. And so we've basically started from that.
But it is a total transformation from what it used to be.
We're within walking distance of town. There's restaurants, a gym, there's a laundromat, post office. There's a river in between us. It's just nice. We'd like to show you around.
Come on in.
So one of the main things you see when you're in the village here is our fencing. It's just corrugated metal that's been rusted up by us. And then my wife Linda used a plasma cutter, laid out all the mountains and all that right there and cut it herself, and all I had to do was just basically install it. She did an awesome job.
Plasma cutter, once the gun hits metal, then it cuts that metal real easy. It was so fun to do.
Trying to get some privacy for our neighbors and for the residents here, and I think we've achieved that. And over here is one of our available lots. Each one of our lots is a little different size and shape, so we can work just about any size tiny home you have. We got power, we got 30 and 50 amp availability. We've got high-speed internet and of course water and sewer right there.
We're trying to fit more trees in. We have a red maple and an apple tree here and a peach tree here, and those peaches were like this big.
For such a little tree it produced.
These trees are going to, when they grow, give lots of shade to whoever's around.
Here in MarLin Village, the rent for a lot is $650. If you need a storage unit, there's two sizes. There's the smaller one, which I'm renting, and that's $28, so it's reasonable. They provide water, sewer, trash, and snow removal. And I pay for Wi-Fi and electric and propane.
Compared to other lot rents in our area, that to me is super reasonable for what you're getting, and plus, like, my lot is a pretty decent size. I have an apricot tree right out my door, and we have gorgeous community spaces and a community garden, and so having access to all of that is part of my lot. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a good deal, I think.
And they are fair people, you know, they're not price gouging. I feel privileged to be here and to be one of the first people to move into this exciting spot.
I like the fact that they have on-site storage units that you can rent. I think that's a great idea. They have a guest tiny home right here on site. So if you have people come to visit you, or come rent it and see how you like not only the area, but you know, our village, and see what you think.
We'd like to show you our park model. It's 12 by 36.
And it is called the Ruby Lantern, just an old mining term.
We had a deck put around the front of it, and it also wraps around the back, and it overlooks the wetlands, and there's always birds and frogs. It's just nice to sit there and enjoy that. Let's take a look inside. Hi, welcome to the Ruby Lantern. This is a park model, roughly 400 square feet. The purpose of this rental is twofold. We were trying to create a few more spaces for just visitors of the area to stay in, so we created this Airbnb. Also, when family and friends come to visit with the residents here, sometimes they don't have enough room for them to stay. So they have the option of staying here in the Ruby Lantern, which is on site with their family or friends.
We don't sit still well. We enjoy creating things. This was fun to do, and then it's fun to watch people find a tiny home, and it's fun to watch their journey. It's like, oh yes, you just get so happy for them. We've owned this property. We bought it in 2003. So we just bought it as an investment property, kind of, to do something with. The kids were grown, and so we needed another project. We always wanted to do something with it. We just didn't know what. We thought of condos, and that didn't feel right.
Yeah. Then we just happened to see a tiny home.
And what struck us was the fact that this fills a niche. These houses around here are $400,000 to start. And so there's a void, and that spoke to our heart that this was the right thing to do, because that is going to get people home ownership. And there's pride in home ownership and growth in home ownership too. And that was going to give them a home instead of renting the whole time.
People our age, some of them are wanting to downsize, and this fills their need. There's minimal maintenance. They can go out and go hiking, fishing, traveling, whatever, and they don't have to be home to
Mow the lawn,
yeah,
weed eat, which
all of that. Yeah, and it's not for everybody, you know, but for the people that do like it, it's perfect. This is our pavilion area. We created this just to give all the residents a place to gather, talk about the day, whatever they want to. We've got a grill. It overlooks our wetlands. These steps go up to an area. It's just a nice place to go. You can walk your dog up here.
it's nice and shady to put your lawn chairs and to sit and enjoy the water and let your dogs roam. And it feels like you're away from the village also. And it's just a nice, quiet, peaceful place.
And these are our storage sheds that are on site. We rent them out. What we have is on this side and on just the opposite side of it are 4x8 storage units. Up front here are 4x4 storage units. So, you know, whatever you need. Each one we did not number. Instead, we named it after a mining term or something to that effect.
So this is our community garden. Again, we believe in repurposing things too. So these are old skid steer tracks. And so we have filled those full of topsoil for anybody who wants to use them. We also have a storage building that has wheelbarrows and shovels and spades and whatever they would feel they need also, they're welcome to. This is just an area that we would like people to come and sit down and enjoy each other and share and teach each other how to garden.
The barbecue last night was great. Linda and Mark brought all his food, and a few of us contributed some too. We invited some of our family, we invited friends, we sang, we talked, we enjoyed each other's company. Life is too short. If you can't do things like that, you're doing something wrong. That's my opinion.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here. It's going to be so much easier this winter. Mark will be snow plowing. If I get snowed in, he's there to help. So it's a perfect setup for a retired person. No maintenance, good people around, but you still have your privacy.
One of the aspects that appeal to me to live in a tiny home community is knowing that they're probably more, I don't want it to sound wrong, but like-minded or people with similar stories. People who are looking to, downsize and simplify. I still have a lot of stuff to get rid of, but I'm not the only one here. We're all going through it. People who have stories, and I've already picked up a lot of wisdom just from the brief interactions with my neighbors so far. Right now I'm the youngest here, but I think we have a younger couple moving in, and so you get this variety of people and they're all coming together and we all have these stories and interesting backgrounds. And also just knowing if I needed help with something, I know I could go to my neighbors for assistance. Mark and Linda have already helped me so much whenever I've needed assistance. Their family has even helped me. That's why I feel like I said, I feel like I'm part of a family. It's different.
Spring of 2021 is when we saw that first tiny home, and then it was within a month that we were to the town of Bayfield with a sketch plan. And some of the people had not even heard of tiny homes. They were in the same boat we were, but they were very excited because Bayfield and everywhere around needs more housing, affordable housing. But it was a learning curve from the town and for us and for the county. Everyone, they were like, what are you, explain this to me again? What is this that you're doing? And we had to annex into the town because we were still in the county. So we had to annex into the town first, and that was a process. And then we had to get an engineer and engineer all the utilities and the layout. Then we started basically in November with our first meetings to the Planning Commission. And if they approve it and think it's still a good idea, then they let you go to the next meeting, which is
the Board of Trustees.
Yeah. So then the Board of Trustees is basically your final stamp of approval once that gets past them. As far as complications or anything, when you're doing this as an owner, you have to run this by everybody, and you're talking the fire department.
The County Road and Bridge got involved. Power company got involved for easements. Everything went pretty smooth. There were some, not really setbacks, but we just needed to do things.
Problem solve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As far as the costs, we stayed pretty much between $400,000 and $600,000. We stayed well below the top, so we were good that way.
And that does not include the land that we already had, so that's just everything you see here so far.
Well, since I came to Bayfield and to MarLin Village, I met the two most happy and caring and loving people I've ever met in my entire life. And I even took them out to dinner once and told them that. They're just so kind. They're very attention to detail here in MarLin. They have amenities here that I would never have expected. We're all here in the same boat. We all love what we have, but it's nice to have people around to share your thoughts and your feelings and camaraderie and stories over the fireplace and whatnot.
I do think the rewarding part is being part of their journeys and community.
Yeah,
and
just giving them a place to have what they want to live in.
And a place that fits their needs at the time.
Mm-hmm. You just can't put these anywhere on any piece of property. And if you want to live in one, you've got to find a place to put it, and we're kind of providing that for them.
Yeah, it makes us happy to see them happy.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.